And I think they called Scott right there from Barry's office when he was meeting with him, and yeah, and that kind of set the whole ball rolling on the exodus to. Now Sean had to stay, as we mentioned.
Right.
That was that weird contract. I read up more on that. It was a 2 year deal, right? But if you were leaving, you had to give something
No, it was
ridiculous
a three. The initial was a 3-year deal, but you had to give a 90-day written notice.
so they could bury the fuck out of you.
Yeah, so you could.
And I guess X Pac hadn't realized that, and it rolled over. So he had to kind of fight to get out. And but you guys went first. And,
But I sent I sent my 90-day, and I mean I had my wife type it, and I sent it to Vince FedEx.
mm-hmm.
And I remember we went down to Destin and stayed down at Seaside in a little oceanfront place. I sat down there for a couple of days and I pondered about it. I didn't want to do it. I was just, I think back at that last year, like when I became champion. Like, so just say November of '94 to when I gave my notice, which was fuck, was it April? So February, sometime March. We gotta get I had to give my notice like March 12th, I think it was March 6th, and I just thought of how much I had improved. I mean, the Diesel that worked the DQ match at Royal Rumble against Brett versus the Diesel that worked the Survivor Series and the Undertaker. Like, I made some huge strides in that year, and it was like I knew I wasn't gonna fall down in the card. I was gonna stay, in the top 6 spots. So it was it was going to be and like I said, we were going. I was Dungeon of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
It was WCW was. It wasn't like the fucking. We were going to the Yankees.
Yeah, you weren't jumping over during
No, it
the
was a,
ratings war.
it was for financial security and
Yeah.
the ability to have a portfolio because I knew how much I could. I was guaranteed, and I wasn't going to make any less than that.
They offered you a nice, sizable 3 year deal, increasing amounts each year. But you talked about kind of pondering the decision. What was
The
the
big, well, my
one
wife
sticking
was
point that kept drawing you back to not
to not do it
committing? Yeah.
because nobody believed in me until Vince did. So if Vince doesn't look through the curtain when we're having that 6 men in the garden, and look over at Shane and look over at Lex and say, "Look at that big motherfucker. Look at the size of his shoulders. Look at him. He's an athlete and he's clean. He's clean.
Mm.
Like that big motherfucker is clean." That's what we needed right then. He was always going to go with bigger than life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like so people like, I get shit for the vanilla midgets and all that kind of shit. It's just like if you got a 12-inch cock, like of course you're going to say, no bitch wants a 6-inch hose. Then if
Mm.
you got a 6-inch hose, you say, what are you gonna do with that other 6 inches that don't go in there? It ain't going in anyway.
Story of my life.
So yeah, so it's just when it comes down to it, man, it's just they all want to cuddle.
We we did a guest booker in the kayfabe commentaries days called The Outsiders Stay Inside. And the premise was, if you had to book your stay with WWE and not go with Scott, what could you have
I
done?
think I had Scott winning the championship.
I don't remember anything other than the lime green shirt you wore. Because that, much
Tank top.
like your experience in the shark cage at Shark World, will forever be ingrained in my memory. But all right. So your loyalty to Vince and the fact that
Right.
Vince was, you said, the first guy that believed in you, and
It was like Thulsa Doom. Do you know who Thulsa Doom is?
no,
Thulsa Doom is the James Earl Jones character in the original Conan film.
oh,
And he kills Conan's mother and father when they pillage through, back when he was in search of the riddle of steel. And so Conan finally is at the end of the movie. He's in front of him. He's got his sword, but it's been broken in half. And James Earl Jones looks at him. He goes, "Wait, my son. It was I. If I had not given you this, this rage, and he's going on. He goes, 'My son, come to me, my son.' And he's, trying to tell Conan, that
he's the reason for his
everything. He's
success as a
he's-
warrior.
And he
Christ's
said, he goes, 'You killed my mother. You killed my father.'" That's pretty good, fucking Arnold.
That's an Arnold, isn't it? I just want to check. Could have been the Peter Boyle from last week, maybe.
And finally, he reaches out, and you see him kind of shake it off, kind of like I did with that steel chair with Hogan, and just chops off James Earl Jones' head. And then there's this great shot that flip it around. They've got I'm sure it's on some kind of a doll or something, but they have him, and he pitches it down these stairs, the head, and you hear it. So,
Kev, me and everybody that's listening is trying to connect this to the Vince McMahon thing. Was it you cutting Vince's head off?
No, he was my Thulsa Doom. I was so, because he had made me.
And you felt that you would have been cutting
then
his head off by leaving.
I thought I was betraying him, but then at the
Right.
same time, it was just like, I didn't put the Christmas hat on my head. I didn't sing "I Wish You a Merry Christmas." I didn't take a character that was kind of rugged and made it kind of soft. So there was mistakes made on both behalves.
I was going to say, it sounds like maybe now.
No, there was then.
That was on your mind as well?
Yeah,
The
like
culpability
I
for
just
damaging
really,
your character, maybe?
I sat there. Because I owed him, but I also, I had gotten smart. I got smart to the business. When I came into WCW, I wasn't the same kid that left there. I'd gotten smart to the business. Fuck, I was in the ring every night with a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So, when we walked in the door in WCW, we knew what we had to do to make that thing work. We knew exactly what we needed to do. We knew that sex and violence sold, and there wasn't any pretty girls on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to be violent. We had to be ultra violent.
Right.
And they weren't going that way. So
I have a weird question for you.
Sure.
I'm thinking of the time frame that we're talking about. Thinking about now that jump from WWE, I mean, that made Kevin Nash. You were doing great as Diesel, but that jump, the decision not to worry about loyalty and security, taking care of your family, you mentioned all that. I'm doing some math. Was Tristan conceived at this time of the decision?
Tamara is, put it this way, when I left, I showed up on the 12th or the 6th, and Tristan was born on the 12th of June.
Okay.
6 days apart. My leaving WWE was 6 days later. Tristan was born.
That's crazy.
This is basically, I'm going to work 300 days, and I'm not going to watch my kid take his first step, or I can be home and work 150 days and spend and watch my kid grow up.
So okay, so he was all part of that decision as well.
Oh
Okay.
God, yes, it was huge.
Gotcha.
It was,
Yeah.
and the fact that it was still a very hard decision, I think is kudos to how much Vince meant to me.
Mm-hmm. History written by the winners, of course. But had you stayed, could you have had the career you did not going over to Eric? Even if Scott went and Sean went?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It would have added so much. There was so much more added wear and tear on an already beat down body.
Considering the schedule and everything too. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
You know, that was 20 minutes every night on that ring, and that was before Vince was bouncing in those rings.
Before they softened up a little bit.
Yeah. Those are the real deal Holyfields. Now the hookers and hoes know how I feel.